Et les gens, bienvenue sur frappstejeux.fr ou sur mon blog 103.fr. On se retrouve ici pour une nouvelle vidéo sur The Council, un jeu qui m'a été offert sur PC par Amine. Encore une fois, un immense merci à toi parce que franchement j'apprécie énormément le jeu. Hop là, on enlève la petite ardoise. Une quête, où est ma mère? On va passer à l'épisode 2. On vient de terminer l'épisode 1 en live du coup. On est le dernier quel jour, c'est bien beau tout ça, il est 4h02 et on est le samedi 23 juin. C'est ça, samedi 23 juin 2018. C'est parti pour un tour. Pour l'instant, seuls les 2 premiers épisodes sont sortis et je suis très curieux de voir ce qui va se passer par la suite. Donc c'est parti, où est ma mère?
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs.
On représente tous les personnages, c'est cool ça.
French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet. Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on peut nous dire de... Ah, on peut... Bon, attendez, déjà je prends ça. Manuscrit équipé, ça je le veux. En sciences et linguistique, en érudition. Et je peux en prendre 2 de plus, donc je vais bien me faire plaisir. Les vies parallèles, alors conviction, érudition, manipulation, psychologie. Y en a pas d'autres qui pourraient être vachement intéressants là. Manipulation, érudition... Érudition, j'en ai déjà un qui me rapporte là. Point de conscience, en étiquette, en politique. Penser sur la érudition, manipulation... Ah, comme toujours, je sais pas trop quoi choisir. Hein. Ça commence bien, et donc comme vidéo. On est déjà à 2054, conviction, érudition, politique, psychologie. J'en ai 2 en psychologie. Alors, on va tenter comme ça. Peut-être pas ce qu'il y a de plus malin, mais bon. Bureau de Lord Mortimer, 22 janvier 1793. Et bon, on va le rencontrer du coup, Lord Mortimer. Très bel intérieur.
At last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was of course in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
If there's a possible link to my mother, I hope you'll let me know.
In the early hours of the morning, Elizabeth Adams was found dead in her room, savagely mutilated with a knife. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
Bah on vient de nous arrêter pour le meurtre, c'est quoi cette question de...
Everything that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening begin?
I was going up to my room when I saw Elizabeth. Waiting for me. She was very upset and her words didn't make sense. I thought it best to follow her to her room as she had asked me to.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
She claimed she saw my mother the previous evening on the cliff, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I will send someone as soon as possible. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out. If only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information. Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Je suis le suspect.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
D'accord.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Ah, fouillez partout, fouillez. Alors.
The nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781.
Je suis déjà à fond en eau de mélisse. Monsieur s'amuse à peindre. Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose sur le bureau éventuellement que je pourrais piquer? Ah! Oula, j'étais coincé dans le décor. Un peu dommage.
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
C'est vrai que j'ai plus rien en termes de gelée royale. Donc là je suis où? Je suis tout en haut. Dans le bureau. Je continue à fouiller. Partout, partout, partout. Bien le bonjour aux grandes statues. Ah, y'a quoi là?
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Élixir d'or.
Un sesterce.
Un sesterce. Mais le mec il a paumé des pièces partout quoi. De toutes les époques, de tous les âges, de tous les... Ça va bien. Un motif occulte de l'eau.
Dante's Purgatory.
Encore
Why does
Dante?
your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form?
Faudrait peut-être que je lise un de ces jours ce truc. Quand même. Parce que c'est bien gentil, mais je crois que j'ai jamais lu Dante. Enfin ce bouquin-là en particulier en tout cas.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams'
Pas
room.
des cheveux.
But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. He's probably nothing.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Perrault. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Du coup, je croyais que c'était moi le suspect. On m'a arrêté pour ça après tout. La musique. Je cherche toujours à voir s'il n'y a pas des choses à droite à gauche à ramasser. Hein. Déjà, on va essayer de rejoindre la chambre de la...
Ce Jacques Perru.
Déjà, je vais aller... En fait, c'est vraiment comme un clodo, quoi. On peut aller partout où on veut. Donc, je vais déjà commencer par aller chercher ma chambre. Et là, est-ce que je peux rentrer ou pas? Non, c'est toujours fermé. Et c'est qui déjà?
Duc Manuel Godoy.
Godoy, qui n'est pas encore là. Déjà, je vais aller voir dans ma chambre. Ah bah, c'est fermé.
Huh, that's me.
Elle est bien plus loin, la miss. Je voulais peut-être dû regarder à quoi ressemblaient les rediffusions aussi, avant d'aller si loin. Surtout les rediffusions sont dégueulasses.
President George Washington.
Et si c'était Washington qui l'avait tué parce qu'il trouvait que c'était anormal? J'ai pas envie de te parler à toi. Non mais c'est exactement comme ça que ça fonctionne Albator, j'ai l'impression, et c'est pour ça que c'est vachement classe. Donc on avait déjà visité cette pièce, par contre c'est triste pour elle, hein, mais Ah, bonjour monsieur le serviteur. Bon, j'avais déjà vu la plupart des documents présents sur place.
The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime. Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth. I can't exactly say it brought her good luck. Pentagram. What the hell's been going on here? Contrary to what most people believe, a pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature.
With the point toward the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil. I wonder if Elizabeth's death has anything at all to do with this pentagram. If a ritual went wrong and degenerated, Elizabeth would probably have been killed in the center of the pentagram, not 3 meters from here. That's strange. A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages, not too easy to work out. It looks like a mixture of medieval Latin and Anglo-Norman. It is difficult to make sense of this jerky writing. I can make out some passages, though. He's coming. The demon is upon me. He's coming back to kill me. There she is. Death has come to finish me off. I've just run into her son. That was her last entry. What tortured writing.
Bon, ça, les courriers, on les avait déjà vus.
A pistol? Fairly new, I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France. There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. Right. I shall have to find its owner. Piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear. The color doesn't correspond to Emily's black outfits, and Elizabeth doesn't have anything quite like this in her wardrobe. Let's take a closer look. It's a little dirty. It must come from the bottom of the dress where it touches the ground. I recognize that moire pattern. It's the same as the travel dress my mother was wearing when she left. But why the hell did she come into this room?
Ça sent pas bon cette histoire. Le truc c'est que j'ai déjà plus de points de force.
Vials of laudanum.
Ouais, je sais pas ce que c'est.
The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved.
Il a fallu que je puisse récupérer les trucs pour le... S'il me semble qu'à la base il y avait un petit...
Blood spatter indicates that the murderer must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that. The blade is short and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand.
J'ai plus assez de points.
Poor girl bled to death.
Ah, les yeux, j'avais pas vu.
Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe. Knocked over bottle of wine. Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting. I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Elle était un peu tatouée de partout quand même la dame, hein. C'est triste. Elle avait dit que ses heures étaient comptées, qu'elle le savait, mais à ce point-là quand même... Enfin que ses jours étaient comptés.
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars. Scars are superficial and were made several years ago. She wasn't trying to take her own life. People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control. Scarring, ugh. Scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts. She had the sigillum de Ameth tattooed on her, the symbol of the living God, written in the language of angels, according to believers. It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age, unless her mother was a tutor. Ancient Greek. Let's see what it means. These are sacred chants intended to protect their bearer. But from whom? Or from what? I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations. She bled from the nose. There are signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. What a strange smell.
Salut Chassure, comment vas-tu?
We'll use it to relieve pain.
Mais j'ai jamais quitté le game, Jason. Je suis là depuis le début. Hein. J'ai pas de compétences.
I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax with a lot
Bah écoute, ravi que ça te plaise, merci.
At first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
Je sais pas les points.
So the wounds were inflicted from a precise angle, as if the murderer was standing behind Elizabeth.
Eh, merci pour l'abonnement. Bienvenue parmi nous, bienvenue dans ma bulle, monsieur. Monsieur ou madame, d'ailleurs, je sais jamais. Observer les plaies, c'est fait. Examiner les plaies, examiner les
Some
tatouages.
of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin. Probably during childhood. If the scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body.
Ben merci, ça fait plaisir. Elle a l'air d'avoir quand même bien dégusté la demoiselle là.
Blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol.
Observer les poignées, examiner le symbole. On va essayer de faire les deux.
Pinnacle's a trap. The wearers of the pinnacle thought that they were protected from evil by surrounding it inside the different circles of the pinnacle.
Stubbs. S-T-U-B-B-S, je crois. Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse, qui est un jeu PC. Enfin, PC, Xbox, et je sais plus sur quoi d'autre il est sorti.
No marks or bruising around the wrists. It doesn't look like she was tied up or held by force.
Ok, ça j'ai vu. Par contre, la question que je me pose, c'est à quoi servent déjà les objets que j'ai dans mon inventaire? Guérir les altérations négatives, la prochaine initiation de compétences est gratuite. Ok. Donc c'est ça qu'il faudrait que j'utilise. Donc c'est quoi qu'il fallait que je vérifie? Examiner le torse. Ah, examiner les jambes.
No trace of blows on the legs. The direction of the blood streaks caused by the wounds to the thorax show that she was standing when she lost blood. This proves that she was standing when she was assassinated. Possibly held by someone or something.
Ah ouais? Je crois qu'on a vu tout le reste. Et il me manquait quoi?
I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax with
Ben ça date tout ça maintenant. Je t'avoue que je m'appelle plus tous les pseudos.
First sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
Mais écoute, ça fait plaisir. En tout cas, encore une fois, merci. On va examiner les plaies, même si je suis pas sûr que c'est une grande utilité.
Wounds are clean and look like they've been inflicted by a sharp object. Some of the lacerations have damaged vital organs, the heart, the right lung, which is perforated. Most of them weren't given with much force. She might even have survived. But the stab in the heart, though not all that deep, sealed her fate.
C'est quand même triste pour elle. Merci en tout cas, Jazur. Merci pour tout. Bon, on a déjà fait tout ça. On a plus ou moins déjà tout vu. Est-ce qu'il n'y avait pas encore un truc à voir avec le couteau par exemple? C'est ça que je veux faire.
The handprint on the handle is really small. I can't imagine a man with a hand that size. It must be from a woman's hand.
En fait, c'est embêtant parce qu'on voit des traces de... qui pourraient correspondre à notre mère, mais en même temps, les empreintes, etc. C'est assez bizarre. Peut-être que quelqu'un est venu ici et a essayé de tirer sur la personne restante.
Huh. The talisman that I gave back to Elizabeth. I can't exactly say it brought her good luck.
On avait déjà vu ça. Je pense qu'on va pouvoir essayer de ressortir ou essayer de parler avec le mec en question. Donc 3h54. Faudrait voir où étaient les gens à 3h54.
Has Sir finished with this room?
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
On va essayer de lui parler à lui.
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Has anyone told you that Elizabeth was killed last night?
Yes. Rumors spread quickly.
He looks very put out.
It's horrible. How did it happen?
I can say nothing to you, sir. you'd better follow your host's instructions and stay in your quarters.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Du coup, je sais pas à quoi servait exactement ce que je viens d'utiliser. On va aller voir. Inventaire. Et... temporairement les unités et vulnérabilités affectant un choix de dialogue. Ok, donc ça servait pas à grand chose. On va commencer par la chambre de Washington si possible. Ce qui m'embête dans cette histoire, c'est que j'ai vraiment besoin de récupérer des pièces que j'avais trouvées. Attendez, il y a quoi là? Encore une pièce de collection. Tant pis, on y va, j'ai quasiment aucune compétence.
Map of Massachusetts.
Oui, chaque chambre a un style bien particulier qui correspond à la personne qui l'habite. C'est pour ça que c'est assez original. Le journal des inspecteurs. Je ramasse que des trucs qui m'intéressent pas pour l'instant. Il me faudrait plus d'éléments qui vont m'éviter d'utiliser les compétences. Pour l'instant, je refuse de lui parler. On va regarder un peu partout autour s'il y a des éléments quelconques qui pourraient nous aider dans notre enquête. Sachant qu'on est passé de suspect à enfin. On est passé de suspect presque à enquêteur professionnel. C'est un beau bond dans l'histoire de la police. Nous vous arrêtons pour crime envers Elizabeth Adams, monsieur. Épisode suivant. Bonjour, vous serez notre inspecteur principal. C'est quand même assez original. Désolé, je tente.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
Politique, partir, je peux pas.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward to seeing you soon. Your friend, William.
Yeah, baby. Ok, donc ça c'est fait. Y a-t-il autre chose à nous cacher? Est-ce que ça je peux le voir ou pas là-bas? Ouais.
Map of Vermont.
Donc ça j'ai vu. Il y a un truc au-dessus.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Je fais rien que des bêtises.
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President,
ventriloque.
you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Were you aware that Elizabeth took laudanum?
Yes, she came to ask me for some. She had finished her reserve, I believe.
Do you take it regularly, Mr. President?
Unfortunately, I do, Louis. I still suffer from a terrible toothache, and it's not likely to get any better.
It's just for that, then?
Old age, my young friend.
I don't wish it upon you, but you'll soon see. At my age, it's rare to have no problems in that domain.
And do you take a lot?
A moderate amount, Louis. Only the dosage indicated on the prescription of my doctor.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered. Mr. President, we found a footprint at the scene of the crime.
Not a dress shoe, I hope. That's all I wear.
No, rest assured. It looks like the print of a big ankle boot. A large size, I'd say.
Perfect. That should help you, Louis. It's a clue. Greetings, Louis.
Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed. Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken.
Ouais.
But if in doubt,
Dit, hein.
I wouldn't leave any door unopened, and I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Je vois à travers mon personnage, c'est fort ça quand même. Bon du coup Washington c'est fait, on a regardé. Ok. Donc là ça ne va nulle part. La chambre du prêtre, alors que ce soit le prêtre qui aurait pu faire le coup, hein, je peux pas rentrer. Ça c'est ma chambre à moi, mais je crois que je peux pas rentrer non plus. Voilà. Je crois que lui n'est pas là, donc je peux pas rentrer non plus. Ok. Ma très chère dame, désolé. Ouh. Oh, mais les intérieurs sont superbes.
King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess. Tending children at the orphanage in Harlem. I find it a little hard to understand this painting choice.
Encore un livre.
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
C'est rigolo la façon dont c'est présenté. Encore une fois. Alors, qu'avons-nous ici?
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. P.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment on it. However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
Donc apparemment, elle était pas là pour
The
bosser.
Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds, painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting.
Ouais, c'est pas spécialement exposé comme de la viande, hein, faut arrêter. Encore, mais c'est pas l'élixir d'or que je veux, c'est des machins, de la gelée royale. Je veux la gelée royale. La gelée royale.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
Alors, Duchesse a informé le roi George du soutien de Saint-Père. Nous vous aiderons à financer le recrutement de régiments d'émigrés royalistes afin de lutter contre la France. Recrutement de régiments d'émigrés royalistes afin de lutter contre la France, votre ami.
Two coils circle the lock. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free.
Tout ça a été donc bien arrangé.
Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham. A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer
Bah
too
tiens qu'elle a
much.
souffert. J'avais la réponse. Pour l'un des 9 fois quand même.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful. The murderer must have had a serious grudge against her to set upon her like that. It must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
We found the murder weapon.
What is it?
A dagger, quite slim.
Have you found its owner?
Not yet, still searching as it happens. That said, since the blade penetrated the body several times, The murderer's hand will have been covered in blood.
You think that's a clue?
The handprint was a very slender hand, Emily. Probably that of a woman.
Do you realize what that means? There are only 3 of us on the island. Bearing in mind that neither my sister nor myself had any reason to set upon the young lady, that means...
I know, Emily. I know.
Keep up your courage, Louis. I'm sure there's an explanation. You're bound to shed some light on it all.
If what you say is true, Emily, I'm less and less enthusiastic about shedding any light on the subject. I found a torn piece of dress in Miss Adams' room. Gray silk.
Where's it from?
That's what I'm trying to find out. The color doesn't match any of Elizabeth's dresses, but I might not have found all of her clothes yet.
Good Lord, Louis, do you realize what this means? If this piece of dress isn't from Elizabeth, then it's... I don't have any grey silk dresses, Louis. Neither does my sister, since we wear the same clothes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to check with you.
I'm so sorry, Louis.
Thank you.
Are you all right? You know, I'm sure there's a good reason why your mother was at the scene.
Thank you, Emily.
Cette question, elle est débile, mais bon.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on the list of suspects?
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least. I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
Sympa la demoiselle, mais elle me prend pas grand chose. En même temps, on était tous les deux en train de faire des cachotteries en quelque sorte à Mortimer. Dans le sens où on était en train de fouiller ses affaires, donc bon. Quoique, ça s'est passé après, donc elle aurait très bien pu faire le coup. Elle était partie entre temps. Toi, t'as discuté avec quelqu'un. Ou alors t'étais là hier matin, je suis bête, c'est vrai. Mais pour l'instant, le jeu est extrêmement sympathique. Alors là, c'est la chambre de qui?
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
Je crois qu'on l'a déjà visité, la chambre de Napoléon Bonaparte, mais on va aller l'interviewer rapidement. Peut-être qu'avec un petit peu de chance, on tombera même sur le coffret avec une arme qui lui correspond. Petit poil qui traînait. Est-ce que je pourrais... Ah. Est-ce que je l'avais déjà lu ça? Je l'avais déjà lu ça. Comment vas-tu, Bobby? Depuis la dernière fois qu'on s'est croisés. C'est les portes qui font des ting-ding là. Ça j'avais déjà vu. J'ai l'impression qu'ils ont enlevé tous les coffres. J'aurais peut-être dû les garder pour une autre fois.
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
Les décors sont ultra sympas. Le fait qu'ils aient adapté vraiment chaque salle à des personnages est quand même une belle création. Bon, mon petit Napoléon, dites-moi tout.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Avec l'accent français, franchement, c'est génial. On l'a vu rôder vers la chambre de l'Elisabeth. L'interrogation l'année dernière. Possède-t-il un pistolet?
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you. Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me.
I know.
Il a un accent
You
aussi
no
efficace
doubt
que le
want to
mien.
know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
Donc ils sont arrêtés avant l'heure du meurtre.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Tu reconnais une odeur?
I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly.
Oui, monsieur.
Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Donc lui c'est fait. Suivant. La chambre du pas gentil maintenant Perru. Je crois que c'est la chambre de Perru ça.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
Alors
You
écrit la
don't
psychologie.
understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit?
What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
À mon avis, il est bien possible que lui soit arrivé en même temps que ma mère était en train de le... de tuer la dame.
Nice decor for a revolutionary tribunal judge's room. Another painting on the massacre of the innocents?
Pièce de collection.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Dites-moi qu'il y a des choses intéressantes là-dedans, genre des pots, et des pots qui vont me permettre de récupérer... non, ah si, il y en a un. Et des lettres.
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France. Sister Marie-Hélène.
No space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Oh, j'ai pas récupéré ce qu'il me fallait.
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
Il y a un truc qui a brûlé là dans la cheminée. J'ignore si nous nous reverrons, je suis prisonnier aujourd'hui, piégé par mes propres décisions, je dois être protégé, mon avenir est perdu, mais toi tu peux encore être sauvé, quelle que soit la rancœur que tu auras contre moi, sache que j'ai pactisé avec un diable que je pensais maîtriser. Je croyais que je connaissais les monstres, mais ce que j'ai fait pour la France n'est rien comparé à ce dont ils sont capables. Aujourd'hui je ne vois pas d'issue, les mâchoires se referment sur moi, je t'aime maintenant et à jamais. Ok. Qui est la personne qui a pu écrire ça ? J'avoue que je n'ai pas assez retenu l'histoire de France pour savoir de quoi je pourrais parler à ce niveau-là. Là, je peux pas sortir sur le balcon.
Great, honey.
Oh, de la gelée Roliel. J'ai ouvert un truc pour redépenser ma gelée, quoi. C'est terrible.
The Massacre of the Innocents by Rubens. A bit gloomy. Guess my room is not that bad.
Je trouve les intérieurs super. Bref, on va s'arrêter ici, je me suis pas rendu compte, mais le temps est passé, on est déjà à 56 minutes de vidéo. Donc j'espère que cette vidéo vous a plu, que vous avez passé un agréable moment en notre compagnie. On se retrouvera quant à nous très bientôt pour la suite des événements. En attendant, un grand merci à vous tous, je vous souhaite tout plein de bonheur, pensez positif. N'hésitez pas à aller découvrir les vidéos des camarades filmeurs sur frappstejeux.fr. Passez une agréable fin de journée, prenez soin de vous, et ciao tout le monde. Salut!